Hidden in the woods by an elementary school and a shopping center in Athens, Georgia, sits a historic African American cemetery. Overlooked for years, the Athens community wants to restore it. Linda Davis, leader of the cemetery's restoration, speaks to what it takes to restore the Brooklyn Cemetery.
We decided early on that, we weren't going to set up a nonprofit and we were going out here knocking on doors. This needed to be a community effort because I didn't want it to be something that we can get restored quickly and then people, stick a flag in it and say it's done. I needed for this to be done by the community.
Brooklyn Cemetery's overgrowth leads to a deeper problem in Athens, Georgia. Black history has either been ignored or completely destroyed.
I think there is an equity issue here when we talk about preservation. So I do not feel that the Black community's contribution to this community, to Athens or the country or the nation, is recognized or celebrated. I think we have continued to erase our culture and erase the ugliness of the behavior toward our culture through the things that we preserve.
Although Black historic spaces have been ignored in the past, Tommy Valentine expresses a change in Athens' initiative to preserve, not ignore Black history. He explains how his 2019 Places Apparel list has increased interest.
We've seen an increased passion in this community for African American heritage. And that's been reflected in the nominations we've received and ultimately the list we've produced.
Despite volunteer efforts underway, Brooklyn Cemetery has ways to go in its long-term goals.
So right now we need our fencing, and I don't have an exact price on that. We are working on getting some prices for that. We need our road put into a more permanent position, and so we have talked about gravel for the road. We've talked about asphalt and cement, and so
with all these efforts that Linda and her volunteers do, there is a purpose for Linda that drives her to complete this project. Davis's dream to reconnect with her grandparents, whose bodies have been lost over the years.
That is one of the things that drives me in my work in the cemetery, is that we didn't have the means to build those or to purchase those headstones that would have made a more permanent marker for she and my grandfather and my aunt, who I know were buried together in the cemetery.
This is Madison Cook with Grady Journalism.